This is curly cup. Some people call it rosin weed. It's snowblind medicine. In the summertime, they would pick the heads of this plant. It had the flowered heads, and they pounded them into a fine powder, into a real fine powder. They pounded them in with a stone. After they were allowed to dry some more, they were used as a snowblind medicine when the hunters went into the to hunt. So when they went out hunting buffalo or game in the winter, someone was always sure to take this medicine with them in case someone got snowblind and they couldn't see to come back home. And it was ground up into a fine powder, and it was sprinkled in their eye. As you know, being snowblind is a very painful thing. But this is your snowblind medicine.
Akiwo Hiseus, Akiwo Hiseus, Akiwo Hiseus. A lot of the villages, they had winter campgrounds, and they always chose a campground with a lot of wood and a lot of game. But as the snow deepened, they would have to go further and further away from the village to find game. Some days they were gone for days, and they went great distances out into the mountains, into the deep snow. And this is when during the sunny days is when they would get the snowblind problem. A lot of these learned to use ashes to put on their eyes. They had to be real careful when it was bright out, when the sun was shining, because this is the time that you experience, it starts to burn your eyes during a bright day. So they had to be real careful. This is when they put the wood ashes on their eye to try to stop that from happening. But it did happen from time to time. Many people thought it wouldn't bother them. And usually these were the ones that it affected. And they would say they learned their lesson, but they know who doctored them, who had the medicine. So they always, the hunters someone always carried that medicine, that little pouch of pounded up curly cup. They would sprinkle that, and they were able to see again, and their eyes would quit watering and burning. That's how snowblindness is. It makes your eyes water. You can't see. You can't open your eyes. So they would put this in the eye, and then they would bind the eyes shut, and many times they walked behind someone. And many times they were led, but this is how they made it back to camp.